an interesting chain of events. Big Tory, and by the way, we're gonna get to the YSL thing in a bit. We're gonna fill out the paperwork. We're a potential juror over there. Tory Lanez, his sentencing has been actually rescheduled to the 28th, according to Megan Cuniff. She's been still on. She tweets about this case every day. She got hella clout. Remember when I was first covering it? And I was like, we used to put her tweets on the screen. She never had 65,000. She gained like 50,000 subs, which are 50,000 followers, but good for her. Anyway, this is what she says. Rapper Tory Lanez sentencing for shooting Meg Thee Stallion has been rescheduled from the 27th of January to February 28th, as his new lawyers prepared to ask the judge to grant him a new trial. This was finalized in court a few minutes ago. Tory Lanez was brought in handcuffs, wearing an orange jail garb, 2 large white necklaces. What the fuck? 2 large white necklaces? Wait, you're Tory blinking out of jail? Hold up. You're Tory rocking the Cuban in jail? Man, I told y'all Big Tory was gonna run to jail, nigga. Fuck out of here. Nigga came, remember he been locked up since like the 23rd or some shit like that. It's actually been like 3 weeks, 2 weeks. My boy came out with 2 white necklaces, diamond, nigga, with a cross on each and a black beanie like hat. No, that nigga got drip in jail. He answered, "Yes, Your Honor," when Judge Hereford asked if he wants Kenner and Barhoma to be his new attorneys. With that, Judge Hereford authorized Kenner to be his lawyers. Medicinin and Sean Holly are officially off the case. I didn't realize Holly was still technically Tory's lawyer. Sentencing could be delayed again, depending on how long it takes for Tory's new attorneys to get trial transcripts, which they need to prepare their motion for a new trial. Okay, so it appears that they could sentence, or they could file a motion for a new trial, or that's the goal. They're gonna file the motion for a new trial before the sentencing. So that's why they're pushing back the sentencing from January 27th to like February. I think they said 28, which is the last day of the month of February. So basically, Tory's going to be about locked up for 2.5 months by the time his sentencing is, right? Unless he's granted a motion for a new trial, right? Which is essentially almost like an appeal, right? In a sorts of way, because I think there's like 2 different ways to do appeal. But even if he's granted that, he would then have to go towards trying to get bail. I would imagine that because if they wait till after sentencing to do it, number one, Tory, ICE is going to come into effect, right? So once, like, ICE is supposed to pick up Tory after jail or after prison. So even if he gets a new trial, ICE might be like, well, if y'all letting him out, let him out to us, that we could do our proceedings as well. So I think he's trying to get this new trial before sentencing, okay? The Deputy DA, Kathy Todd, says prosecutors are open to another delay if the transcripts don't come in timely. So right now, sentencing is the end of February. It could be March or later. Regardless, it means Tory Lanez will be in custody unless something changes that they will let him out. But it don't look like they will, right? Okay. Kenner asked Judge Hereford to lift the protective order issued in April about what Tory Lanez could say regarding the case, saying it's a prior restraint on free speech and comes as social media is inundated with commentary about the case. So they're trying to lift that Tory can't talk about the case thing. Remember, they're still under the order of the court because they're pursuing this entire thing about possibly a new trial. Hereford says he's been over this, but Kenner is going to file something and the judge will consider it on February 28th. So the judge still hasn't like greenlighted Tory to even put out a statement. So Tory can't even put out statements like for himself, right? Saying, hey, listen, it's unfortunate results, but that's just not true. I didn't do what they convicted me of. I'm trying to get an appeal. Thank you to my fans. Like, he can't say that himself. His lawyers could kind of say that for him, but he can't say anything because he's still under that order where he can't talk about the case, right? Granted, that order is only protected by the fact that they would jail him, but he's already jailed. So technically maybe he can, but he's probably just not trying to piss the judge off while he tries to get a new trial. You get what I mean? Okay. Kenner also asked the judge to clarify on the record what will happen with Tory's jail transport. Citing media reports. What the fuck? I don't know what I mean. As Nancy Dillon reported earlier, a bailiff said Tory was refusing to be transported to court from jail. What? But it was actually the jail staff telling Tory a wristband was too loose, then classifying it as Tory refusing to be transported. What the fuck? That's interesting. So apparently Nancy Dillon, and it's interesting because, I like these ladies, it's not, I don't take it personally like this, but clearly, most of their reporting are super woke and goes towards, even before the verdict was all about, protecting Meg and women stuff. And we get it. By the way, they're two women, but you could tell, when I tweeted out stuff like, oh, Tory's DNA is not found on a gun, everybody came and killed me. Yo, that's misinformation. It's not that it wasn't found. It's inconclusive. Nancy Dillon, the person who everybody believes blindly, basically put out a report early in the day saying Tory refused to leave jail to go to court. Now we get word from the LA County sheriffs that it was actually the jail staff telling Tory a wristband was loose. Then they classified that as Tory refusing to be transported. Who's doing misinformation? Again, you see, this misinformation shit is always so interesting. It's always kind of shaded in the aspect of usually some woke ideologies and agendas. And when people make a mistake or miscategorize something that is on the supported side, it's just seen as an honest mistake. If I had said this, right? If I had said, say it was some technicality and be like, oh, well, everybody don't like Tory, but I was like, oh, Meg don't want to go to court, or Meg refused to go to court. But it was some like technicality where like she didn't refuse, but that's how it was classified. They would just call me fake news, right? I'm fake news for that, right? Because you're saying something bad about Meg. You could say anything about Tory. Like, think about how that sounds. Tory's refusing to leave jail to go to court. And they literally corrected by just saying, oh, nah, it wasn't him. It was the jail staff actually saying that there was something too loose. What? No misinformation. Let's look at the quote tweets. Does anybody say, oh, y'all spread misinformation? Oh, okay. Somebody says this. Oh, well, it's a Tory fan page, Fargo Daily. Look at somebody not blasting Nancy for misinformation. Yeah, celebrating it. Right? It's all good. Exactly. As I said, like, misinformation, like, these days has gotten, like, so interesting because it's, you know what I mean? If it's about what side of the agenda are you, right? Let's keep going, though. Kenner told the judge, that's Tory's new lawyer, the media has been talking about Mr. Peterson having refused to come to court this morning. That's what Nancy Dillon said. He basically asked the judge to issue a correction from the bench. Kenner said Tory wanted to go to court, but the staff said just write it as a refusal. Judge Hereford clarified there was some mix-up this morning. He was not a refusal. So basically, the judge clarified what Nancy Dillon said. What I tell you about this misinformation shit, man? Also, here's my thing. I think most people are honest and fair people. they probably have their biases. But most people, because they know they could be called out on a flat out lie, sometimes their interpretations could be a little bit skewed, but they're not going to just flat out, just blatantly make shit up. What I believe, I don't think Nancy Dillon's a fucking liar. I don't think she's paid off by Rod Nation. I think she made a mistake. Right? But here's the thing. When you like someone or when you're on the favored side, an honest mistake is just seen as an honest mistake. If you're not on the favored side, a honest mistake or maybe something or misspeaking even on a word is seen as misinformation. Do you get what I mean? Okay, the entire court appearance lasted a few minutes. Tory looked at his supporters in the gallery, including his father and stepmom. Oh, damn, his father's showing up a lot. I think Tory's father is running the whole situation with him now. So, like, you know, Tory left a lot of assets behind, houses, multiple supercars, and a lot of things. He's running a business. If you don't know, Mariah the Stallion. Oh, no, not Mariah. Oh, my gosh, Mariah the Stallion. What's her name? Mariah the Scientist. My bad. Apologies for that. Mariah the Scientist is, like, signed to, like, his like, label. Other artists are signed as well. VVS Ken, I believe, Melly might be still signed or some situation like that. He has some management situations. Basically, Tory, you know, they always say every celebrity that's a millionaire is usually a walk-in business. It's just usually not as easy as, oh, one paycheck just gets all the bills paid. So he has a lot of different things going on. And just like such is the fact when an artist dies, like, I know a lot of people see X's mom, like, yo, X's mom is, like, she is balling. What I mean by balling, like, she's living good. You know what I mean? She, like, I don't want to get into it. She's living like Mariah Carey and Beyonce. Trust me, okay? By the way, it's her son. I'm not mad at it at all. I'm not saying it's a problem. However, it doesn't come with just waking up and going to the bank and get money. She still has to do a lot of things for the estate of X. Like, she has to manage a lot of different things. X has signed a lot of contracts before he died. X had other business endeavors and ventures that all fall onto her. She got to make these decisions and she got to run these companies. You get what I mean? Think about Q dying and his family inheriting World Star. They had to deal with all these things, whether they know how or not. So again, it's not necessarily. I say that to say when it comes to like Tory's father. Tory's father is now going to have to run his empire, right? By the way, I know this for a fact. Tory had about 3-4 albums prepared. Like, I was in the studio with Tory before he got locked. Tory had, you know, he was working as if he might never become unblackballed. Truthfully, he did get some like playlists and support right before the trial. He was working at a frantic pace. Like, he played me. Wow, he like I don't even know if I should like announce some of the stuff he played me, but he played me so many different styles and themes, and he had just albums. Like, he had a big ass whiteboard in there with 3 different albums already written. Like, the nigga showed me a whole fucking movie that he shot. You get what I mean? Like, the nigga was working. Now, his family or his dad now has to run that business. Hey, if he's gone for 2 years or if he's gone for 5 years, is there enough of the movie he shot that y'all could put out? Is there enough of, you know, maybe this particular album that y'all could be like, okay, we're going to package this with his blessing, see if we can get some features or edit certain shit and make it happen. You know, again, you know, obviously he's not deceased, but for all intents and purposes, he can't record no more. And the business has to go on. So, you know, his father being there, I'm wondering how his father's going to deal with a lot of stuff, because I ain't gonna lie, I seen like a video of his father, like, father looked like he was a preacher, like on some Kirk Franklin stuff, man. By the way, very interestingly enough, I wasn't even done reading it yet. Let me keep going. It says Tory looked at his supporters in the gallery, includes father and stepmother, gave them a nod confidently, a confident nod before he was let out. His new lawyer picture leaving the courthouse. Damn, this is how his new York lawyer look? Yo, this nigga look like he already in the casket, bro. This nigga look like, what the fuck? This nigga look like he's in the casket, bro. Holy. Wow. Okay. He says, I look forward to litigation, the motion for a new trial. He says he knows the issue he'll be raising, but he's not prepared to share them at this point. Good. Good job, boy. He says, we're confident, though. Okay. We'll see.